Welcome to the Entrepreneurial CPA Show, where we take a deep dive into the knowledge needed to break free of the box and become the world-changing entrepreneur you want to be. We're here with the skills you need, the theoretical and the practical. A little yin, a little yang. I'm Garrett, your yin, and I'm here with the yang, Dr. Sean. On today's show, we've got a special topic. It's an audience-requested idea from one and only Adam Hale of Summit CPA, one of the best and most innovative CPA firms in the country. Today, we're talking about execution, that vital skill either in your professional or personal life to get things done, to execute your goals and your dreams. So Dr. Sean, why don't you kick us off?
Sure. How you doing, Adam? Thank you for this awesome idea, right? Because the whole idea of execution is, I think, sometimes more important than the idea of actually putting together a perfect plan, right? Because a good plan that is executed well is always going to be better than a perfect plan that just then sits, right? And a key obstacle that I see, right, working with entrepreneurs, peers, and some colleagues, is really that there is no timeline or no sort of plan put into place to help you plan to execute, right? And by that, I mean, to actually execute a idea or plan, you have to have deadlines. You have to have people who are in charge on certain items, right? The best way to ever get something done is to put one person in charge of it, right? Have them take ownership of it and then be in charge of it. Because otherwise, and all of us know this, if an idea is just tossed out there to a group, odds are it's only going to sit there, or the actual execution of it is going to suffer. So you have to put together a timeline, put people in charge on certain tasks, and then, arguably most important, hold those people, right, accountable. If you put them in charge of a task, follow up with them, right? And if there are issues, always address those head on. It's always better to have an issue and to fix it up front than to not know that the issue even exists until later. And Garrett, I'll toss it back to you for some insights.
Yeah, Dr. Sean, that's some great points there of, to execute, you need a team, you need assignments, you need accountability. Because one of the challenges we face as practitioners as we shift into this new role, the entrepreneurial, the advisor role, it's the entrepreneurial plate spinning mindset. You have a lot of different tasks, a lot of different things going on, a lot of different opportunities that you're pursuing. And especially when you get into that world, you got to be accountable. You got to be able to execute on those ideas and not just still have 10 plates spinning in the air. As practitioners, we're great executing really February 1st to April 15th. That's our busy time. We execute like crazy. And then for a lot of us, from April 16th back around, our execution drops off dramatically. So as you make that shift to being entrepreneurial, you've got to be able to execute. Like Dr. Sean said, work with a team, assign roles, assign jobs, assign responsibilities, but focus on that execution. Because you have the greatest idea in the world, but if you can't execute it, it's nothing. On the show, we've talked about vision, strategy, AI, blockchain. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's great to talk about these things, but if you can't execute them in your firm, that's going to be a problem. And especially in the changing mindset, the changing world we all live in and work in, execution needs to be done so much faster than before. So with that, Dr. Sean, are you seeing a shift in the theoretical side and the skills they're teaching about execution and the timeliness and how long it takes to execute a plan change from the way it was in the past to the way it is now?
Oh yeah, I mean, in pretty much any conference, any study, research or article that I've been going over or actually been a part of, one of the key themes or topics is how to help us, right, as a field, as an industry, right, get more proactive and forward looking, right, to update the pace at which we actually produce information and then the pace as that information actually goes out into the marketplace, right? Because if you're doing a audit and you have to wait like a full quarter to even get that data, that's unacceptable, right? The whole world can change overnight, right? With a headline news story, a tweet, a breaking news story oversees the entire business landscape for you and your clients, it can change in a big way, right? So, and all of the other topics that we talk about, whether it's blockchain, AI, bots. I know that we have a show coming up on bots. Anything like that, the real underlying power of those tools is to help us make better choices and to do more with information on a more continuous basis. And that shift from a periodic type of accounting to a more continuous base is a big change that I think ties into all of the other topics.
Exactly. We got the world changing. It's getting a lot faster, and we need to execute. And you've got a team around you. You can't do it by yourself. Work with your team, work with the people at your firm, work with the people in your personal life, because execution isn't just a workplace skill. It happens at home too. And that's the biggest piece we're going to talk about here today is focus on that execution. You know what your firm does and how long it takes to make decisions. So if you're watching this and you know your firm's incredibly slow at decision making, where let's say it takes 18 months to make a big decision, make your goal this year to cut it in half. Whatever it is, make the goal to cut it in half. Do what you got to do, put a plan in place, cut it in half. Because if we go back to Summit CPA and Mr. Hale here, one of the reasons that firm is so successful is because they can execute very quickly. They can try things, pivot, and try it again. Execution is one of the keys that made them successful. So I want to thank everybody as always for tuning in today. I hope after this, you will focus on executing your goals to become an entrepreneurial CPA. If you have questions on how to do this, please reach out to Dr. Sean or myself. LinkedIn, Twitter. We love when you send us questions, so keep them coming. For those of you that want to keep the learning going, and I'm talking to you out there, check out our entrepreneurial groups. Become the entrepreneur you deserve. More details are on our website. There's a link below. And please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, we challenge you to take action today to invest in yourself and change the world.